The Stoics never asked, "What should a woman do?" They asked, "What should a human being do?" And the answer was always the same: live according to reason and virtue. Because in the eyes of the Stoics, your soul has no gender. Your character has no gender. Your capacity for wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control, none of it depends on whether you were born male or female. It depends only on whether you choose to cultivate it. Most people think ancient philosophy excluded women, but that's not the whole story. Musonius Rufus, the Stoic teacher of Epictetus, argued explicitly that women should study philosophy just as men do. He said, if virtue is equally accessible to both men and women, then education in virtue must be equally accessible. He didn't say women needed a softer version of philosophy. He said they needed the same training in reason, the same discipline, the same pursuit of excellence. Because the Stoics understood something radical for their time. The rational soul is universal. It doesn't belong to one sex, one class, one nation. It belongs to humanity. And if you possess reason, if you can think, choose, and act, then you possess everything you need to live a good life. So what does this mean? It means that virtue is not reserved for warriors, emperors, or men in togas. Virtue is available to you right now, in whatever role you occupy, in whatever challenge you face. The Stoics identified 4 cardinal virtues: wisdom, knowing what is true and what is false; justice, treating others fairly and acting with integrity; courage, facing difficulty without being ruled by fear; self-control, mastering your desires and emotions. None of these require physical strength. None of these require a certain social position. None of these are easier or harder based on your body. They require only one thing: a disciplined mind, and that is something you already possess. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The things that are within your power, your judgments, your actions, your responses, these alone are truly yours. Everything else, your appearance, your reputation, what others think of you, the circumstances you were born into, none of that is yours to control. But your character is, your virtue is, and that is where your freedom lives." So how do you apply this? Let's say someone criticizes you for your choices, your appearance, your way of living. A reactive mind says, "I need to defend myself. I need to prove them wrong." A Stoic mind says, "Their opinion is outside my control. My response is within it." You can choose to remain calm. You can choose to act with dignity. You can choose not to let their judgment disturb your inner peace. Or let's say you feel pressure to look a certain way, to follow a certain path, to fit into a role others expect. A reactive mind says, "I have to meet these expectations or I'll fail." A Stoic mind says, "The only expectation that matters is the one I set for myself, to live according to virtue." You can reject shallow standards. You can reject external validation. You can define success by who you are, not by what you achieve in the eyes of others. Or let's say you face injustice. You're underestimated, overlooked, treated unfairly. A reactive mind says, "This is wrong. I am a victim." A Stoic mind says, "This is outside my control, but my response is not." You can choose to act with courage. You can choose to maintain your integrity. You can choose to prove your worth through action, not complaint. Because the Stoics believe that the best revenge is not to be like your oppressor. The best response to injustice is to embody justice yourself. The world will try to tell you who you should be. It will impose roles, expectations, limitations. But the Stoics offer you something different: the freedom to define yourself by your character, not by your body, not by your circumstances, not by what others think. Your soul is rational. Your mind is free. Your virtue is yours to build, and no one can take that from you. The Stoics didn't tell you to be strong for others. They told you to be strong for yourself, because that's where freedom lives. So the question is not, what does the world expect from me? The question is, what kind of person will I choose to be? And that answer is entirely in your hands. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more Stoic wisdom, because the ancient philosophers didn't write for emperors alone. They wrote for anyone willing to live with reason, courage, and virtue. And that includes you.